Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Teague. With me, like always, is Noah Bailey. So today we're killing some more things because there's nothing else to talk about. So today we will essentially be determining who the best Star Wars character is. So I have a list here of 32 Star Wars characters, and essentially there are so many Star Wars characters out there. I only put the ones that I feel that both of us really, really like. If there's not one on here, it's either because we just don't like them, Jar Jar. We either
Understood.
we might like them, but they weren't really around long enough for us to really form an opinion on. Like Rose Tycho, like she was only in one in like an eighth movie, if you even count her Rise of Skywalker as her being in a movie, whatever.
Like one cameo, I think.
She was in like 2 scenes, period.
Dang.
So yeah, like I like her just fine, but she didn't really leave an impression. So sorry. And or there are other characters that like are like expanded universe or like from Rebels or something that we just like either don't know about
Too
or
much.
don't really care about.
Yeah.
Like General Thrawn. Like I know he is very cool. I just don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
So,
Or like also like expand the universe non-canon, like Star Killer from what is it?
Force Unleashed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost said Lost Jedi. I almost said Last Jedi. I was like, no, that's
No.
definitely wrong.
Not quite.
It would have been a very different movie.
So yeah, all these characters are just from the movies and the Clone Wars show.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So, let me read them all. Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, Mace Windu, Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, Kit Fisto, Rey, not Rey Skywalker, just Rey. Rey. Look, I have to throw shade, even if it's not relevant. I have to throw
It's
shade.
so unnecessary, but I love it. You're right, but it's still funny.
Leia Organa, Han Solo, Chewbacca, R2-D2, C-3PO, Padme Amidala, Finn, who I guess, did you ever get a last name? I think it's just
Well, he's
Finn.
a trooper, so I don't think so.
Okay.
It was like FN2 something.
FN2187. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, fun fact, that's the name of the cell that Leia was trapped in episode 4 because
Oh.
Star Wars. Anyway.
Well, dang.
Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, Grand Moff Tarkin, Jabba the Hutt, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, General Grievous, Kylo Ren, Lando Calrissian, Boba Fett, Hondo Ohnaka, Cad Bane, Captain Rex, K2SO, Din Djarin, or the Mando, and the Child, or Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Okay. You want to start us off?
Oh, do I? Okay. Where to begin? Oh, this is harder.
Yeah.
This is harder now that I'm actually looking. Oh man. First Blood. Where will it be?
Come on.
Come on. This is hard.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, I need to make a choice.
Yeah, generally with these, there's one that we both can just kind of agree, yeah, that one's not the best. But this time they're all, at least most of them, are pretty high tier.
Yeah, like most of the top shelf ones you're not gonna touch anytime soon. And then there's like the mid range, and then
There's like 20 top shelf ones here.
yeah, I know that's the thing. This isn't like there's no Iron Man 2 on here. Like, this isn't easy. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh my god, this is so hard. Okay, can you start? Because I can't start. I can't.
Okay.
I'm scared. Like I
I'll
I
take this
generally can't pick one.
one.
I'm sorry.
I'll just go ahead and kill Jabba the Hutt.
Okay.
I like his character. I like the idea of his character a lot. Like, that just kind of gives this air of mystery and just kind of like tension with everything involving Han. Like, the entire time you know him, he's on the run from Jabba. So like, I like the idea of him a lot, but just him being a big slug creature, and I honestly might like him more if they had what he said in the actual subtitles, because I know in the original of the movies they never had what he actually said,
Mhm.
and then maybe in the re-releases they did. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
But
I don't think they had it in the original because I know they would like the program droid would like kind of refer what he said in a way that you would kind of guess what he said.
yeah,
But my biggest thing is like he speaks English. I mean, he understands English but doesn't speak English,
yes,
which that has always annoyed me
that's
when
just a
that
Star
happens.
Wars thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, and like the same thing with like droids like R2D2 and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But like I guess I know like even some people who like are multilingual in real life do that, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. I just that's always annoyed me
Mm-hmm.
personally.
And I definitely appreciate them not going with the original idea where they had in episode 4 they originally shot a scene of Han talking to Jabba and it was just a really big fat guy. It was like that's not Jabba. That's not this
Yeah,
like mysterious, warlord that they've been hyping up for 3 movies that Han is legitimately scared of. Like this big slug creature, like that. That's like both scarier and also weirder than you could have possibly imagined, and it kind of works.
yeah. And I don't know, it kind of, like even though he's a big dude, like you kind of get the like gangster vibe, kind of like the mobster kind of vibe.
Yeah, yeah. I love the entire Jabba like palace sequence. Um, he's just not, he's just not my favorite.
Yeah, fair enough. Not super memorable evil, and I know he's in like episode 1
He's
for
in
a little
episode
bit, isn't
one.
he?
He's looking over the Padre scene. Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't say anything.
which I don't even. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. You're on Tatooine, so you got to have him at least referenced somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like yeah, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I feel like Tatooine shouldn't even like be a thing in the
I
prequel.
agree completely.
But it's it's fine. That could have all just been done on Naboo, but it's fine.
uh, One of my favorite lines from the Clone Wars is when the Sith brothers are, creating their mob empire. They went to the huts, and they're like, "Where's like," and they like kill people and like try and interrogate them, and they down to one left is like, "Tell us where Jabba the Hutt is," and and that one's like, "Jabba's on Tatooine in Jabba's palace," and Maul's like, "So the best information you can give me is that Jabba is in Jabba's palace." I'm like, like
I mean, okay,
thanks.
now to be fair, what is the right answer to that question? Because that's what I was kind of because I was thinking if I was that guy, I probably would have like been nervous and said that too.
I guess,
Thinking,
but
like he's not wrong, but like, how did the evil like murderous Sith Lord want me to answer that?
yeah, fair enough.
Like, oh man, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I've made your choice no easier, your turn.
No, that's okay. I was honestly, it was between Java and another one, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Finn off
Oh,
there.
really?
I know, but like, it's just like I want to like Finn a lot, but like I don't know anything about Finn. I still don't know anything about
It's
Finn,
not
and the
his
series
fault.
is
It's
over
he had 3 movies, and for 1.5 movies, his entire purpose was just shouting "Ray" over and over and over again.
many a times
That
to
was
not
it.
really have a thing. And that's the thing, because I like John Boyega so much.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a cool person, but like I don't. He didn't do anything. He was just kind of around because they need to have 3 main characters.
Because
For,
Star Wars.
because Star Wars, yes. Always 3 there are. Ugh, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
his
mean,
the idea of a clone troop or sorry, a stormtrooper who like turned good is actually a really cool idea and something
yeah.
that's like not very commonly seen at all in Star Wars, and actually has some cool thematic like has some cool themes to it, but they just dropped the very idea of him being a stormtrooper pretty much as soon as he stopped being a stormtrooper. Like in episode 8 and 9, it was brought up maybe once or twice, but then that's it. He just was a stormtrooper. That doesn't like inform any of his motivations after that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like his character is like rewritten again in the last one. And it's just kind of like I don't even know where we're going at this point.
Yeah.
We're just kind of along for the ride.
Like I thought in The Last Jedi, the whole purpose of his entire arc was to be like, originally I joined this resistance, to be with Rey because she was the first person that like just saw me as a human for once. But then after what happened on the Salt Planet, I realized I'm fighting for more than just her. I'm fighting for the cause. And then Ray Skywalker is just, oh yeah, Rey's back, so I'm fine with her again. It's like, you okay.
Such character development.
Although really that's the case with every single character in Ray Skywalker. Is like kind of a character, really good character, and then no character in Ray Skywalker.
Yeah.
Great. Good job, JJ.
It's over. It's fine.
It's fine. They can't hurt us anymore.
Can't they though?
Yeah. So yeah, I really want to like him, but no
It's
evidence
hard.
shows that he can be liked from the movies that we saw. I'm gonna go and kill Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He has
I
a
mean,
cool design.
he does so many cool things not in the movies.
Like his entire comics, entire multi-story comic arcs about just him doing cool things, going on adventures, like meeting other bounty hunters, killing other bounty hunters, having like duels with important, like just having these like developing these gloves that could just catch lightsabers, which is awesome.
That's
That's
awesome.
not from the movies.
Yeah. That's the yeah. It's like, and I know like obviously there's more content than just movies, but I feel like a lot of this is heavily ranked on what you've done in main continuity. You know.
Like even in Clone Wars, they tried to give Kid Boba a little more to do, but it just kind of never really.
It wasn't.
It was never that impressive, I guess.
Yeah. There's supposed to be an arc in like the Lost Missions or whatever, like story arcs where him and like Cad Bane do some stuff, but I guess it never got approved. I don't know. Maybe they'll keep going after this one just happened, like other missions or
Well, they
whatever.
made it very clear that once the 12 episode runs over, it's done.
Right.
Filoni said like he's going to work on other projects, but like they're already pretty much every episode that was originally going to be season 6 was already, I guess now 7 is already like the like kind of base animation is kind of already done. They could just kind of touch it up.
Right.
It's not like a super important story to the overall, overall arc that the Clone Wars were going on.
Yeah. Just cool to have.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to see Boba Fett and Cad Bane have that duel, but
Right.
yeah.
But it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's just so funny how Boba Fett is like, he's beloved by so many, even though he does so little.
Never fired a shot, right?
I don't think he didn't in episode 5. I think he might have in episode
Maybe in
6.
Jedi,
But
still not.
He fired that grappling hook around Luke.
Oh yeah. I mean, but all I remember Boba Fett doing in 6 is smacking against the wall and then falling in the toilet.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Oh,
Which is hilarious.
that reminds me, in episode 4, that deleted scene with Jabba, Boba Fett is just kind of like in the background in the when they redid it for like the special editions of episode 4, where they like actually animate Jabba the Hutt and it looks terrible. Boba Fett is just standing in the background using reused footage from episode 5 and 6, and I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that Boba Fett, supposedly one of the greatest mercenaries in the galaxy, Jabba is his only supplier. Like that's the only person who hires him. I don't believe that.
I doubt it.
Like that's just another instance of Star Wars. Just this is a constant thing throughout entire Star Wars. Like because something happened once in Star Wars, that is how it has to always be. Because Boba Fett was working for Jabba in Episode 5 and 6. That is the only person he can work with ever. So like he has to just be there. Like it makes sense for him to hang around at Jabba's palace in Episode 6 because he just finished his job and now he's just kind of, partying, like, just, taking a load off for a little bit. That's fine. But you didn't need to be there in Episode 4. There was no point in that. But
just adding on stuff because references Easter eggs for no reason.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, where are we? Oh man, it's gonna be hard. It's not getting easy. Okay, so hear me out. Okay, so Mace Windu, because he annoys me. I know it's kind of a big.
So cool.
He is, but
he sucks.
Yes, like I feel like it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like everything cool about Mace Windu is written after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's kind of like not. It's kind of like the whole thing with this what is it, Rise of Skywalker? It's like you're writing all this stuff to make up for this character. I'm like, just own it, man. Like,
did you know that Rey rebuilt Luke's lightsaber by using R2's memories combined with the Jedi tech she learned to fuse back together the Kyber crystal? Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
It wasn't in the movie.
No,
you can't just put that up on Star Wars Twitter and expect us to be like, "Oh yeah, I knew that." Totally. That's why the reason why it looks the same, just with a little black band around it. Yep, totally.
Why not just put that in the movie? That could have taken like 5 minutes of your 2.5-hour movie.
That she just shows up with it. You could even have like Leia like putting like a body double, I guess, of Leia just like putting the pieces back together and then handing it to Rey. It's like, you've earned this, now go. Like, but nope, she just has it.
And like, I don't know. And I guess that's kind of what makes me, because like the whole thing, like he uses the light and the dark kind of like thing. I'm like, see, that's kind of awesome. But like, none of that is explained. And I love Samuel L. Jackson, but like the character, I just don't like because
he wasn't the Sam Jackson we wanted to play this. Like, this character would have like been awesome in Episode 2 and 3 if he actually was Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
he was just some guy named Sam.
Yeah, it's just like, if he was actually like, obviously not as many swear words, but like he's just coming out here.
You get a 1-1.
Yeah, like, he's just coming out here killing people. Like, I know y'all ain't come to my galaxy trying to mess up my order. Lightsabers ablazing, just like, oh, that'd be so good. He could just be crazy. That would just be his thing. Like, oh man, but no, and that's the thing. Like, he's like the poster child for the Jedi's ignorance, in my feeling, and that's kind of why it's just kind of so hard to like vouch for him, because like not like he does cool things, but it's all in vain, kind of thing. Like, all the cool stuff he does is after the fact, or in novels, or I mean, even Clone Wars, he has some cool stuff he does, but like even then, his annoyance continues from the movies. So
it's not as bad, but it still is. It is still there. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I know they're trying, but see, they use it better as a flat device in the Clone Wars than the prequel. The prequels, he's just a butthole, but like
he's also my least favorite Jedi character to play in Battlefront 2. So
yeah.
The way he like his dash attack just doesn't work. Like the way he every other character, they dash and like they like either swipe or like spin their lightsaber in front of them. He does his dash attack, then does a weird like spin a move and like and then swipes. And, like he'll probably, you have to do it early, otherwise you'll miss the person who's right in front of you. But, like,
yeah, you'll like fly past him and then get shot by all the droids and like Battlefront problems.
Yeah. Bye.
I've been holding on to that grudge since 2005. uh, y'all move.
Okay. Um, I never really liked Poe.
Poe damn. I like Poe, but not that much.
He
Not enough to save Poe.
he was, a cool. He had he had the right kind of energy to him, a very like similar Han Solo energy to him that makes me, want to like him. But he just never really did anything that was like, yes, only Poe could do that, or like, I don't know. It'd be kind of hard for me to like really tell you, like describe Poe's character. He's like charismatic, hot-headed. That's about it.
Yeah, stereotypical kind of character. Yeah, like pilot. And he has some good piloting scenes in the first two movies.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's kind of just. Eh. But
I never fully believed that there was no one else in the Resistance that could do this other than him. He was a great star pilot, but I don't know. You got to give me a little more actual character, because Luke was also a great star pilot. Anakin was also a great star pilot, but there's more character to them than just being a good pilot.
yeah, that's true. It's like they're also a person.
Yeah.
That's great, but
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So this one's I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, because this one's kind of one of those you might be lit, but okay. So 3PO, how do you feel? Cause
He was not hard, but he actually was a really good part of Rise of Skywalker.
this is true.
But before that, I still really liked him. Not really so much episode 1 or 2, but as far as
The
the
original
original trilogy and even some
yeah.
of the Clone Wars stuff, I just like his.
I like.
He worked very much as a comic relief character, just kind of eased the tension on the Falcon
Yeah.
and that.
His banter with R2 is always great.
Yeah, or even his banter with Han and Leia on that asteroid,
never tell me the odds and all that. Yeah. Yeah. He's a good character. I guess kind of just I've never I never jump off my seat to watch a 3PO scene. You know what I'm saying? He kind of just around and
which again, Rise of Skywalker. It would have been so in the posters they had him holding Chewie's bandolier and crossbow, and I was like, are we actually going to get C-3PO shooting something for once? That would be
awesome.
But no, he just holds it for half a scene and then they just get it right back. It's like, oh, I mean, okay. You tease us, but whatever.
Even just one shot and be like, oh my, or he's like, maybe that was actually kind of, he actually goes in.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Was a KTS, so just kill everything.
He wouldn't be my personal next pick, I think.
That's fair.
But I'm not going to die on the hill over him.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably like him more than R2 personally.
Really? Okay.
Because R2 doesn't really have that much of a character. He's just kind of, I mean, again, kind of the whole thing of him not being able to hear what he actually says.
Right.
Kind of has a disconnect for me.
Yeah. I guess for me, R2 is kind of more in the action, he'll be in some of the fight scenes, or on the ship flying, or actually kind of helping.
Yeah.
C-3PO is kind of just around.
Essentially every time C-3PO helps, it's him telling R2 what to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
The middleman.
Okay. I don't want to do this, but I might as well go ahead and kill off Rey. I'm sorry. It just, I don't hate the most of the sequels. I
Her character's just kind of bland.
I I didn't want to to kill off all the new characters right away. We still have Kylo Ren, so at least there's that. But
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that, but I'm sorry, but every other Star Wars character before he was just better. Not trying to downplay how Rey is a character. I appreciate that there actually is finally a prominent female Jedi on the big screen for there's a lot of people on Twitter that really look up to her and grew up with her, moving out for 5 years now. So they've really come to connect with this character, and I appreciate that. But as far as her in relation to all these other people, I just don't really like her.
Yeah. I guess for me it's her character and she's kind of just they took her idea, they took her being, when it started off she was known, and then her I don't know, I don't know. Part of it's I don't like how it ended, but also it's kind of the progression. I kind of didn't understand where it was going. Her character never seemed to be a person to me. It was kind of just I'm Rey, that's my personality, and I don't really.
Which is fine, I guess, but
I mean, I understand being your own person, but I don't. There aren't things about you. If someone asked me how would you describe Rey, I would be well, she's the scavenger. I wouldn't know have adjectives to describe her, other than
I don't.
Good.
She's a good girl, I guess.
Yeah, she's on the
And she had much more of a personality and character in The Last Jedi, and hitting home that her parents were nobodies. Her purpose, her purpose in the story is greater than just being related to somebody.
Yeah.
That's actually good messaging, and actually completes her arc very smoothly if they had kept with that, which they didn't for some reason.
And into the trash can it went.
It's right there.
For whatever reason, too. I'm just kind of
JJ didn't know at the time that she was a Palpatine. You can't just retcon that for something that you originally started.
I don't, yeah.
All science pointed to her being a Skywalker, yet he didn't have the opportunity to retcon it to be a Skywalker, and he just didn't. Whatever, it's fine.
Because then it was just I needed an excuse to bring Palpatine back, which you didn't. And honestly, that was a waste of a character. He just threw it back in because there's obviously no other user of the dark side in this story.
Everyone and their mother wanted Snoke to either be or be controlled by Darth Plagueis. It was right there. It would have made perfect sense. That's the entire reason why that one scene, Episode 3, exists.
Or even just Kylo Ren. Just own it. Just be that dude.
You don't need to. If you need to bring back someone else, sure, whatever. But you have a villain who's perfectly capable of carrying his own movie.
So. Yeah, just do it. He's ruthless. He'll kill people. Go for it. But no, we're gonna bring back Palpatine because
Star Wars.
because Star Wars. And see, I used to say because Star Wars, and it was a good thing. Now when I say because Star Wars, it's kind of the top mixed bag depending on what we're talking
about. Them to do that, because Star Wars. Oh, okay, I get it. But
now,
how did Palpatine come back? Oh, because Star Wars. That's not good enough.
Yeah, that's not how the Star Wars works. You can't just. I get it, the dark side, cool, but all this random stuff just kind of for no reason, no explanation. Oh, you didn't read the novel. I'm most of the people didn't read the novel.
We'll get to this much later, but I love Palpatine so much.
Yeah,
he was not right for this trilogy.
No, it was over. He had a great run. He killed it. It was over. And then you just took him out of retirement. He's chilling. He's doing fine. He's doing the Bill and Pup thing on how it should have ended. And then you just bring him back for no reason.
It's like Die Hard 5. Like, it was over. You had 3 good ones. And then he came back for a 4th one in like 07. It wasn't as good, but like at least it was still generally the same character. Like, I did some crazy stuff, but like he was still John McClane. Like, you could accept it. But then there was another one like years later, and you then brought him back out of retirement because at that point Bruce Willis didn't even like acting anymore. He's gone out of retirement just to do the same thing again. It was done worse.
Like, right. It's like, why? Or like Indiana Jones, the last one. Like, come on, man. Like, let's end this. Like,
you can stop now.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bye, Ray Palpatine.
Just Ray. Like,
just
Ray.
Just Ray.
Ray, anything. Like, Palpatine, Ray, Solo, Ray, whatever. Like,
so much better. Maybe, I don't know, would it have been better if at the very end of the movie, her looking at Luke and Leia's Force ghosts and then the turn to the lady and saying, just Ray, movie over. Like,
yes.
This movie would be 1,000 times better. Again, not hard because it already won. But like,
the part.
No.
But no, that would, because like it wasn't earned. It was not earned at all. Because first of all, first of all, we went to no backstory, no end, to now this random just thrown out of nowhere you're Palpatine now, but don't even own that. Just completely disregard that. So not even be that just I was Skywalker. Yep. Based on whose blessing? What, did you steal that from Ben when he died? Like, how does that even work? And he's not even Ben Solo. He's Ben Solo. So I don't even know how to even.
He's a Solo. If he's not a Solo, he's an Organa.
I mean, I don't even know. Yeah, he's not even in Star Wars. Like, I don't even know. Like, Skywalker is like Luke. It ends with Luke, man. Like, Skywalkers are gone.
Yeah.
You don't have that choice. But it is what it is. It's fine. Whatever. Okay. I was hoping this would start to get easier. It has not.
Not yet.
But
no.
It's fine. Slowly but surely. Who needs to get guts? Oh, such a good character. They're all good characters.
Yeah. And keep in mind, we are basing these off of their best appearances. Like, for example, Count Dooku in the movies sucks, but in the show, the Clone Wars show, it's pretty cool. So.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I mean. I'm like, he's kind of sad. But it's like, it's Christopher Lee. You're like, it's like, there's so much like, I don't know. This is hard. I'm scared. Just lose your mind. Like, okay. Need to make a choice here. Doesn't make choice. Padme?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, that was the safe bet. Like,
she's fine. I like her character just fine, actually. But, if they had, explained just kind of why she was so important in episode 2, and even episode 1 to an extent, like why she was so important, I would actually feel, I would actually kind of care about what was happening in episode 2, like at all.
Because, like, I mean, they're like, oh, you're trying to get assassinated for this treaty. It's like, well, can't, like, anyone else also do that in the Senate?
Is she only getting hunted because Palpatine wants Anakin to get mad, and Palpatine knows that he's in love with Padme, so, like, he wants her dead, so he'll turn sooner?
Actually, that does make a lot of sense, because he was the one who said, bring Obi-Wan on him, bring Obi-Wan to protect her, knowing 100% that means Anakin's going to be robbing right along.
Yeah.
So, it's all part of his plan. And he is from Naboo, so he probably remembers that Anakin was a little kid when, it was all Palpatine's plan.
at the same time, if that were his original plan in episode 2, I feel you have an Alex Luthor situation from BVS where, like, your contingency plan with the clones is already in play. So why do you need to kill her now if the war hasn't even started yet?
That's true. But, I mean, I don't think it matters when you kill her, because as long as Anakin loves her, whenever she dies, it's still a big deal to him.
Yeah.
Even if he ends up doing it, which still I feel is kind of weird, but it's fine. I mean, then again, if you murder kids, I feel like anything's on the table. Like,
yeah.
So there's that. But like it would, like, it's not going to be like, hey man, let's walk first after after you like murder a room full of children. Everything's kind of like, well, that's not too far out of your wheelhouse anymore. But yeah, I mean, Padme's cool. I like how she's not the. I do like the Star Wars trend of like there's not really any damsels in distress. They kind of especially it started with Leia and Carrie Fisher. They definitely can take care of themselves, and sometimes they're better than the main characters.
Yeah, like,
well, not that they're not main characters, but you know what I mean.
Like Leia, she originally kind of was like the standard, hero arc story of, hero rescues the damsel in distress and then goes home and like story over. But like he rescues her and then she just gets a gun and starts firing too. So like it kind of. She like even in the late 70s they were already kind of fighting on that trope, which I appreciate. And even Padme, like in episode 1 and 2, she was
especially episode 2, like
front lines,
fighting
off big like wolf creatures and
droids. So like I like and I like that about her. I will admit in episode 3 she kind of was just like, granted pregnant, but kind of was just there. So. And that's not her fault. There's other stuff going on.
So you gotta love how in episode 2 when that wolf thingy like kind of like cut her in the back, it was just like a generic 3/ cut. The very next time you see her, entire midriff like is just gone. When did that happen?
Because Star Wars, you gotta, because if you're the female protagonist, except for Rey, I don't think it ever happened. If you're the female lead in Star Wars, you gotta have at least one scene where you just randomly lose clothes.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
If they did it to Rey, Twitter would have exploded.
Oh yeah, I think they knew better than to do that. Like that would have gone poorly.
They did the opposite to Rey, because in Rise of Skywalker, her like throughout the, which again thematically this works so well. Like throughout the episode, like her white outfit got more and more dingy as she spent more time in the rain, and like just as she trained more, her outfit got more dingy. So by the end of it, it was like almost completely brown, which is
right. It's good. That makes sense.
Like, oh my gosh! Practically, it makes so much sense, and thematically, like this pure, perfect character from episode 7. Like, that's what like we were led to believe. Kind of like as she was
dipping closer to the
dark side, and having more of a relationship with Ben, like her outfit also kind of followed that. That's so cool. Then in episode 7, her outfit is brighter than it was in episode 9. Her outfit was brighter than it was in 7. Like that's you missed the point.
They just wanted to look good. That's all.
I wouldn't have even been mad if they again copied Star Wars and had her in an all black dress like she was, like Luke was in 6.
I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah,
but then she would have looked just like Kylo. But yeah, I know. But as again, I don't mind. But I know like the merchandising, they wouldn't do that. It's too easy.
They had Dark Ray, which I guess was that 30-second scene, which was almost really cool.
Yeah, which like, and again, I'm like, you don't have to make Grey all the way to the dark side, but she could have at least like felt it out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was really like, just to like, even Luke Skywalker for a little bit was like, do I want to go dark side? Nah.
This is fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, like he like thought about it. He was like, I do get to do the thing, so I don't know. It was like, no, Force Lightning's not worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like in the same situation, you would totally join the dark.
absolutely would be at least a gray Jedi. I wouldn't even come close. Like at least gray, if not Sith. Like a heartbeat.
He said, "Don't even try. I would never
What's the
be."
downside? Your apprentice wants to kill you. Problem solved. I just don't get an apprentice.
Fair enough. Or just kill him first. What will we learn today, Master? Destroy them.
Exactly.
Moving right along.
Anyway, so yeah, Padme was a cool character. You just other characters on here we like more.
Facts.
Yeah. I do wish that she did a little more like action stuff during the Clone Wars show. There's like maybe one or two sequences of her actually like being on the front lines, but I guess at that point she was in full senator mode. So
yeah, I guess that's a solid excuse. And again, there are episodes where she's like being a senator, and we're like watching it. Which it's not Star Wars, but it's fine. But like, it's Star Wars, but it's not the war part.
Kind of put you in the mindset of just how weird and bad the Republic is.
Yeah.
Like you have people from the Trade Federation, and you have people from Kamino in the Senate when you're voting on a bill to give those people more clones. Like,
how is that?
Of course, the long neck lady from Kamino would vote yes to more clones.
Yeah, like do I want to make $1 billion? I would love to make $1 billion more credits. Like that sounds great, especially when none of my people are gonna suffer for it. Which, I know they attacked Kamino once, but I feel like Kamino would be like way more. I should be way more guarded.
Yeah. I think it's just because, probably like after that first attack, they like heavily blockaded that for the
I guess, but
because chronologically that attack happened very early on.
Right. That was before, like, because the Clone Wars is like chronologically like way out.
Because if we assume that the ARC Trooper episode, which Kamino gets attacked, takes place almost immediately after like the 5th episode of the show, when it has that the Fives and Echo and that troop, and they're typing those commando droids. If we assume it takes place right after that, then they're still basically shinies. Like,
yeah. Which that's the thing. I'm like, is that right after, or like maybe a little more after? I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think there's a chronological. I don't know, but maybe I'll look it up later. But like, I don't know.
All I know is that Echo still had the handprint on his outfit.
Yeah.
So at least wasn't that much far after.
Yeah, and they have they see 99 again, and because that probably wasn't that long after actually. Okay.
Is it my turn? Yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go ahead and kill R2-D2.
Oof. Yeah, had to happen.
Sorry. I've never really liked him with the jet boosters. It just kind of breaks everything in the world in episode 4, 5, and 6 kind of built up. It's like if he had those, he could have would have won way faster.
Yeah, would have gotten through a lot of situations. Yeah, and I guess that's just, and especially when it's like that's the in behind, that's the prequels is before them.
Yeah.
So like,
and like there are several sequences in the Clone Wars show where like Anakin hops on top of R2 and they just fly away. Like R2, these little jet boosters should not be able to carry Anakin. Like,
a whole person,
pounds at least. Like,
and like quickly too. Like not like slowly. Like very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like his banter with 3PO. I just kind of feel like, since we can't understand what he's saying, especially since, the majority of the majority of the first half of episode 4 is just like R2 and 3PO just kind of walking around in the desert, and like a lot of it is just R2 either talking to 3PO or talking to Luke, yet you can't understand what 3PO, you can't understand what R2 is saying. It just kind of gets, I don't know. It's not the best first impression of this little droid.
Yeah.
Also, he's just kind of. This is kind of the point, but I just can't help but shake the feeling that he's just kind of a Deus Ex Machina. That's the only reason he exists.
R2D2. Yeah. I mean, well, any droids lasting this long, yeah, but also like how they just get out of situations like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Or like R2 just happens to like he like stops something from closing just in time or stuff like that, and like but
I did really I like that they used the jet boosters like to actually fight with in episode 3. That was actually pretty cool. Like he shot the oil out and like lit on fire and killed those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that's like that stuff that makes sense that like he can do because like he's a smarter droid, I guess. But like that's still kind of cool. But that's not like ridiculous. Like he could like I wouldn't be like there's no way R2 could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What other characters I like more?
So, Cad Bane.
I like him, but I'm not gonna save him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I like him too. It's just like I wish like they brought him back more in the Clone Wars because he kind of was only in for like 2 seasons, which great moments he had.
Yeah.
But
the entire arc with him and Obi-Wan, and Marlo Evol, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it was so cool that he like somehow transformed his body and was like pretending to be a bounty hunter. I think it was amazing.
And I so much appreciate, and Star Wars nails this almost every single time. I so much appreciate when a villain or even just a character in general can just walk into a scene and you immediately know that guy is awesome. Like just by their design or just their demeanor, like that guy is gonna whoop some butt. Like it's
the hat.
It's the hat. Yeah, he doesn't look really as good without the hat, but when he has his hat on, like
it's the hat. Like it's like that is the most like menacing. He just looks like a like straight out of some John Wayne, John Wayne movie. Like straight up, just like doesn't care, can beat up anybody in the galaxy, and he does. Like this is the old like. And I remember in this show, like a Jedi's taking out 1,000 droids at a time. Nobody's necessary, and then he just casually like. No, I'll take your lightsaber. Oh, I'll just like he's such a great fighter. He's smart. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't care. He's like, I'm not doing that. He's like, truffle your pay. It's like, okay. Like, he doesn't like. He's not mad. He's just like, it's gonna cost. He's like, it's gonna cost you double. Like he's never like, I can't do that. He's more just like, it's gonna cost you more. Like. I am capable of anything, but you just got to be able to pay for it.
Yeah. But, yeah, like you said, if he was in more episodes, he'd probably be much higher on this list. But
yeah,
we just didn't really get to experience him enough to really
I feel like
more of an impression than just he's cool.
Yeah, I really feel like him and Hondo would have had good interactions.
Oh yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like I was really hoping for like a crossover. So he's like, yeah, you killed my man. It's like, you're lucky I didn't kill you too, or something like that, and like.
And then like Hondo like try to hire him to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like sure, but then again.
Well, since you killed all my men, I guess you don't have to do it for me.
This puts me in a position. How much is your fee? You drive a hard bargain, bounty hunter. That'd be amazing.
Okay. Is it time for General Grievous?
I think so.
Yeah. I love to hate this character so much. He is like in episode 3, he was just the weirdest, just kind of lamest character. Like he really like there was no. He was kind of the opposite of Cad Bane. Like you you saw him. He's like, he has a cape. He's all metal, but like we've seen droids before. It's like, oh well, like it's not that big of a deal. And even when he got to the point where he actually was pulling out lightsabers and like actually fighting with 4 lightsabers at a time, it's like, it's cool that he's doing that. But then he gets just he gets 2 of his arms cut immediately. Like I know Obi-Wan is apparently like one of the best fighters in the Jedi Council, but like this guy has been training for years to kill Jedi, apparently, yet this one Jedi just mops the floor with him. Like that I could never believe that the Grievous we saw in episode 3 was like this great general that was like going around killing thousands of Jedi or whatever,
Right.
and, like was able to survive this entire war. And if he died, then the war would just end. I'd never believed that.
He wasn't this like titan on their side, really. He didn't really look intimidating. Plus, he had like bronchitis or coronavirus or whatever, so that didn't help. And I guess my thing is like the way he fought too wasn't really that. I mean, I'll admit like the spinning thing is kind of
Try
cool
spinning,
a little
that's
bit.
a good trick.
Yeah, like I feel like that would have like if he had have just like been swinging regularly and doing like fighting and stuff, that would have been one thing, and then gone to the spinning, that would have been different when he got like serious.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like that was kind of just weird, and also I feel like he seemed to be like nimble. He does like like crawling and flips and stuff like that, but it's like he didn't do any of that when actually fighting, just when running away.
Also, he had 4 arms, yet he really only fought like he had 2.
Yeah.
Like whenever he there was so many times within that movie and the Clone Wars when like he'll hit someone with 2 arms with 2 arms with sabers, and they block it, and then he just kind of laughs and gives them time to like knock it out of the way and like dodge.
Yeah.
3rd arm, like you could have just hit him with the 3rd or 4th arm in the first place.
Yeah, and there were a couple times in the Clone Wars where he would actually, he would start with 2, and then while fighting, just switch to 4. And I'm like, that
awesome.
makes sense.
I want more of that.
Yeah, like try to mix it up. Or like one time he's like fighting a guy with 2, and then he just gets another arm, pulls out a gun, and shoots the guy. And I was just like, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like that's a great,
Which, by the way, they kind of like edited that slightly on Disney Plus.
Did they really?
Originally, like he pulled it out, like they showed the gun firing 3 times. But in the Disney Plus version, they show the reaction to the Padawan like getting like So they just show that on repeat. I'm like, I feel like that's worse.
Honestly, but like, why? My thing is like, why censor that? Like, people get wasted in the show. Don't censor it. Like, between like getting like knocked in lava, blown up, the head shot almost clean off, like, especially clones, like they get wrecked in the show. Like, you can't censor all of it. I remember the one guy, I think they were in the Citadel, and like the things are closing up, he just gets sliced in half. Just like,
oh. Yeah, they didn't show it, but like
you knew.
Yeah, you knew what happened.
Like, oh my gosh, that's just like that was the one death where I was just like, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like clones get. I think there's a YouTube video of just clones getting wrecked.
Yep. Every clone death is like 17 minutes.
Yeah, they just get wrecked. Like, but yeah, it didn't really, especially the movie, just never really felt that intimidating. He didn't do anything that scary or like, and he's like this, super strong, like all metal body, and he never really used it.
Yeah, they got closer in season 5. There was one sequence when it was either 4 or 5 when like Grievous and a landing party boarded a ship, and like it was season 5. He boarded a ship, and like he's like forehanding killing clones and like grabbing them with his feet and like slamming them, and like I want more of that. Like use all your advantages to your advantage. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, do that more. Like that's what we want to see, not just and running around being clunky. Like I don't know. It's just kind of it feels like a waste of it. It feels like a waste of his abilities. Mm. But it's okay. We tried.
Your turn.
Okay. Oh. This is hard because, like, I'm being a character I don't like, but it's also like it's like essential character, so it's like I can't just do that. But I mean, I
Go for
can,
it.
but
Just do it.
I shouldn't.
Do
It's
it.
not the Jedi way. It's not the Jedi way. It's never the Jedi way. Um, I don't know. I guess Captain Rex. I love Captain Rex, but like I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is hard. I don't like doing
Like
this.
I put him on for you.
I know, but like I'm not. I don't know. I like Captain Rex, but he's not my favorite character. He's a good character. I don't know. I just like. I know this is gonna sound terrible and probably racist if you think about it, but a lot of the clones I'm not like super into. Like a lot of them seem kind of similar, but like
That's. I mean, they all seem pretty similar because that's kind of the point, but also they all have
right,
like distinct features. At least one defining feature of them.
right, which I get, but at the same time, I guess Rex was never like. I guess for me, Captain Rex was never like the I never like looked at Rex and I was like, all right, Rex. It's kind of like he was like the guy. He's like the cool guy standing next to the people I like. You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
Yes, because essentially every time Rex, it was cool, Anakin's nearby.
Yes. Or like Anakin does something awesome and Rex just happens to be there.
Yeah.
Or Ahsoka does something cool and Rex is like over here. Like it's like it's kind of like that. It's like you associate cool things with Rex, but the Rex hasn't done a lot.
I was definitely more invested in Rex's relationship with Anakin and Ahsoka than I was with Rex himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the coolest thing about Rex is that he works with Anakin. I guess
seeing Rex like over time kind of develop some of Anakin's eccentricities, like not really following the rules to a T, being a little more brutal with his tactics, like
yeah, and just kind of like running into battle now, like not really playing fast, just like we got this, like
yeah. But yeah, there are other characters that just
maybe a little early, I don't know, but
that's fair.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you picked like Chewbacca or like Darth Vader or something like that.
Let me go. Yeah, first pick Darth Vader. I just can't stand this character. I think we would just stop the podcast. Like it's just like
just stop the recording, delete my channel. You don't
unfollow me on Facebook. Like I will block you.
Okay. I go ahead and kill Kit Fisto. I like him. He's my favorite Jedi who's not one of like the main cast.
Mm-hmm.
For no reason in particular. I
just because.
Like his design. I like just kind of the way he acts in like the couple episodes he's in. I don't know. I like him.
Yeah, he has like in the Clone Wars, he has a really cool vibe. I kind of like his vibe because like the Water War sequence, and also like Grievous is like he just seems kind of cool. He's like a chill. He seems like a chill guy, just like all I'm like I could go. I like him.
If more Jedi were like this, then maybe
like
fallen, but
but for every Kid Fisto, there's a Mace Windu. So. There's that, but yeah, cool guy. Got wrecked against the Emperor, but it's not his fault.
He lasted the second longest.
So. This is true. He didn't get wrecked right off the box. But that's still just like crazy. He literally just gets out, and his first like 3 moves are just like, bro, like you can't just be, so messed up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna hurt myself later. I love Lando so much.
He was actually my other
choice last. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I love Lando for so many reasons, but we're just at that point where it's not you, Lando. It's just how it is, man. Like it's like Yeah, he's a great. I thought he was a great addition. I thought he was cool. I always thought he was like it was just kind of like he's just a cool guy who's just throwing it, and he ends up betraying them all, of course. But
But then
he redeems
he
himself,
comes
kind
back
of.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, he comes back around. He shows up. He redeems himself, which I'm still kind of like, I wouldn't. I don't know if I was Han, I'd kind of be like hesitant to trust him again after
Yeah.
that. But to be fair, he didn't. It probably didn't happen. It's like the Emperor asked nicely to
Mm.
when Darth Vader asked, he says, "Jump." You say, "How high, sir?" But anyway, great character. Not. I mean, his return was kind of nah, but that's not his fault. That was just the movie in general.
Just the writing
But
of that movie. It wasn't.
yeah, it's it's like canned ranting about Skywalker.
You just have a
Yeah,
button
yeah.
just ready, like, oh, here's the Lando rant, go.
Yeah, they're just like
go. Here's the etc.
we should get like those sound effects where it's just like the rest guys like and another thing. It'll just have a designated rant button. It's like and another. Yeah, we know how this goes.
Yeah.
But that's great. But yeah, I really like Lando especially in episode 5. Because I mean that was his intro, and Cloud City just kind of has this cool, it's just a cool vibe. Lando's a cool guy, and yeah, I like Billy D. Williams, and also like the first Star Wars black guy, so that's a thing, especially in my family for some reason because like that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
But
For all we know, he was the only black guy in the entire universe.
yeah, I mean, just like okay, sure, like the only black dude in the universe.
Like statistically, Lando is Mace Windu's son. Like it just has to.
Honestly, kind of, yeah. That's kind of how it goes.
Like literally 4 black guys.
Mace Windu, then it's Lando.
Literally 4 black guys in the entire galaxy.
Basically, that's kind of it. But I mean, hey, it is what it is,
Like,
But
but
no,
I know where Padme in episode 1 there was like his her chief guard person.
Yeah.
Was it? There was also a black guy with an eye patch in episode 2. That's supposed to be the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, different actor though.
Yeah, but I think it's supposed to play the same character. I think it's like a Rhodey Terrence Howard thing, like.
Okay.
Just kind of recast. Hope no one
The
knows.
same, so we just ignored it. Like.
Yeah. Have you seen that meme where it's like Endgame, where it's like Nebula's like I always used to be like this, and everybody's like, yeah, me neither. And then it's like Iron Man 1.
Yep.
Oh, that was such a good meme. Oh, man, I wish I had thought of that in the theater. I would have made everyone laugh.
Like you might not think we noticed, but we noticed.
Like, it used to be Terrence Howard. Good times.
Okay. And like I would love for Donald Glover to come back and play.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't seen it. I see. That's the thing. I feel like that's my reasoning for watching Solo, just for like the.
It's just 2 hours. You'll. It's whatever.
I have a low attention span, even with nothing to do. It's alright. It took me like 3 weeks to watch this comedy special my friend wanted me to watch for the longest time, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it.
Curious, which one?
Like, huh?
Which comedy special?
It's like one of the Pete Davidson. I think it's his newest one. Which it was good. Like I didn't have any doubt.
Take you so long.
I don't know. Like it's not that I don't like it. It's just like I don't. If I'm not in the mood for it, I just can't do it. It's weird. Yeah. Like I don't know. I'm very picky but then I'll just find a show. Like I just started watching Community like 2 weeks ago. Now I'm already
now. I need to.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. You gotta watch it.
Don Glover, he's in there.
Yeah, exactly. Now I feel like I owe him.
Let's go.
He knows. Donald Glover was awesome.
Yeah, if he got a Disney Plus Lando show with Donald Glover, I'd watch that.
Yes.
Totally would.
Yes, I would watch that.
I think it's time for Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like the one pillar of the Star Wars, the new trilogy that like is consistently amazing.
Yes.
The only thing that like, if I think about the sequel trilogy, I'm like, this is It's not the only reason, but like that's the main reason I will die on a hill for the entire trilogy, even if that trilogy doesn't include Rise of Skywalker. His parts of Rise of Skywalker I really like.
Yeah, really good. And I like his arc. I get the only thing like, and I like how like he goes away from the like Darth Vader fanboy thing. Because at first that really annoyed me because it's like just either be super intimidating and like always wear the mask or and don't be this like but don't try to be like but like I feel like that was part of his character. He grew from that. He's like, all right, I'm me now. I'm evil. I just do what I want. And I like I like him. I like how
put him right back in the mask in 9.
Yeah, but of course, but
Star Wars.
They tried, but
it would have been so much
and
cool
like
if they like actually took the Darth Vader mask he's been worshiping and make that his new mask or something. But
that would be kind of cool. Honestly, I was like because I remember I remember watching what's the first one? Force Awakens. Sorry, I'm blanking on the names for some reason. But yeah, I remember watching Force Awakens. And when he first took his helmet, I just remember thinking like, wow, he was a little intimidating. Now he's not intimidating at all. Like, he's just like, it's just like, oh, hi, it's Adam Driver. Hi, my name's Adam Driver. Like, he just like totally just looked like, it's like when if Batman just took off his mask and you're just like, Bruce Wayne, I can't fight this guy. Puts his mask back on. Oh, Batman! It just didn't seem like really intimidating after that. But then after especially in the Last Jedi, after you kind of got used to him being intimidating, he kind of reminded me almost like, again, not in the same, but kind of like how Anakin, like before the Darth Vader suit, kind of like just looks intimidating kind of thing. I think that kind of worked for him, so I think that was really cool. And also his redemption was good. I feel like he could have been the big bad the whole at the end. I feel like I feel like he kind of got robbed of that, which I know that kind of his redemption would still work well, but I feel like it would have been even better if he had been the big bad, or maybe he just didn't get redeemed and just died believing he was that dude Sith wise, but I don't know.
Yeah, there definitely was much more they could have done with his character that, even though he was the best part and the most consistent part of that trilogy, in the end, there's a little something that I'm like, could have just pushed him a little more, and he'd probably be one of my favorite characters if they just did a little more just to define him as his own character. He just kind of was kind of an echo of Darth Vader, just kind of not done the same way.
Kind of like Darth Vader Jr. kind of.
Yeah.
And then kind of made it different, but I guess the fact that he was related to Darth Vader also didn't help. I feel like that made it kind of try hard almost.
If they had just kept him just as Adam Driver in Episode 9, I think that would have been a very strong step in that direction, but no, he got the helmet back just to take it off again. Okay.
Yeah, but it's slightly cracked, so it's totally different. Is it? Okay. It looks the same. But it's fine. It's whatever. Okay. All right. Moving quite. Okay, yeah. This list, man, it's starting to get smaller. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like decisions are starting to get easier as they've gotten harder. Or maybe I'm just saying that and I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know.
You're just saying that to stall for time so you can pick.
Hey. What makes you think that I'm stalling? Why would I be stalling? Yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna. Oh my gosh. I need to watch that SpongeBob movie again.
Okay. That is. Yep. Okay. I forgot about that.
That I'm stalling.
Stalling.
Wait, who plays her? Someone famous. Who is it?
Scarlett Johansson.
Really?
I think that's her first. That's her first animated movie. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I knew it was famous. I didn't think it was ScarJo. Dang. All right, but anyway. Okay, so I'm torn between two. Okay, so I don't know. This is so hard. How do you do this without I don't know. I've always like had such a hard
You
time
just
doing these games.
you just think of all like one possibly negative thing about them and just stick to that.
You just go with it,
Yeah.
and then that's why it's hard. All right. Well, it has to be done. Okay. So K2SO,
Yeah.
not a bad character, just not a lot of no, not a lot of him. He's in one movie. He's great. The best character, which surprisingly, the best character aside obviously from Darth Vader
Yeah.
in that movie is the droid, which is awesome.
Probably,
But
probably my favorite droid in the
yeah,
series so far.
yeah. I think that one or there was one other droid that I really like. Well, if the droid from Mando lasted longer, I also liked him.
IG-11.
He's like beginning self-destruct. Do not self-destruct. He did like 3 times. It was
Uh,
great. But yeah, but no, K2SO was really good. He honestly had more common sense than most of the main characters a lot of the time.
and
But
like
also,
most of that was just from him, like the fact that he's programmed to just say whatever is on his mind, like
yeah,
literally anything.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if like Vision or something had been like that? Oh my gosh. You just say exactly what's on his mind at all times. Like that
Because
sounds
Vision is a
crazy.
very like philosophical character. I'm sure if that was actually his programming, he would like that's a front, totally a front. Like,
That's
I'm smarter
right.
and better than all of you. Like if it was just me here, I would get this done like in
It's like you guys are making this so difficult.
yeah.
No, but I love his brutal honesty, his jokes. He's very comedic,
Mhm.
very much the comic relief. Because not really any of the characters are really funny. Which obviously it's a more serious movie because especially the part when they all
The
die.
blind force guy, he cracks some jokes every now and again.
Okay, okay, yeah. I guess I forgot. I don't know. It's been a little while, but I guess I did forget that. Yeah, and I do like the ragtag team as they do, but he was definitely the standout in my opinion.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I'd say probably a favorite droid. Yeah,
but again, there's just other characters that
it's too good.
yeah. I get like I there might be one other character on here I like might have a slight gripe with, but we're kind of to the point where even with just K2SO, we're kind of to the point where we like you a lot, but bye. Like we don't really
Yeah,
have much bad to say about you.
yeah. We're just in that. Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and list. I think we're at top 16 now. Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka, Leia, Han, Chewbacca, Darth Vader, Palpatine, Grand Moff Tarkin, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, Hondo, The Mandalorian, and the Child.
the child.
Okay. I think I think I'm gonna go ahead and kill off the child, which sounds terrible the way I just said that.
You sound like a real Sith Lord over there.
But yeah, I think that needs to be done.
Baby Yoda. Yeah, I mean, again, also, I think that was a really good touch. I think that's the like extra flair that need. 'Cause I think the show was popular, but I think that really got it into
Yeah,
mainstream.
like if it weren't for the Baby Yoda memes, it would still be popular, but not like to the extent that it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like it was definitely nerd famous, but now it's like everybody famous because of that.
Yeah, and I really, I like the child a lot. He's very cute, like perfectly cute on purpose to sell
Yeah.
toys and stuff. Which I
Oh
get
yeah.
it, but
It's all marketing. You know this.
I know.
You know all about these things.
Literally, the only reason he exists is to be the episode one stinger to make you come back for more. Like,
Yep.
and it worked.
And it worked 100%. It worked almost too well. I remember it was like I think they were like just got enough merch in time for Christmas, and it got like sold out like so fast.
And they didn't even
Every
like advertise any of it before the show came out. So they had like half of November, yet it all sold. half of November and December, yet it all sold out in a couple of weeks. I'm like, how?
Right? Because everyone's just losing their
Yeah.
Baby Yoda.
Um,
Oh man.
yeah,
Somewhere.
like just the little antics, like almost every single scene in Mandalorian that's punctuated with Yoda doing something cute or just being there is just hilarious. Like, like I think when he touched down on that one like kind of swamp planet in episode 4, it's like, okay, he puts him in a seat and like, okay, stay here. I'm gonna go, see what the locals have to say. You stay here. Got it? Okay. And then the door comes down, and then like I knew it was coming the first time. Like I know it's coming, but it's still gonna be hilarious. Like, and the baby's just, and he's just like, well, I guess you're coming. Okay.
All right, fine. Like, oh my gosh, it like, or like the scene where it's like he's just like, the thing, he like pulls the lever and it's like the ship starts shaking. He's like, no, 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 no.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I saw how people like remix it to like music and like, like to the window, no, stop. Like, oh my god, there's so many. Like the like little sip cup and like such a good character, but
Yeah.
alas, we are among the great ones.
Like at this point, the top half is all just any is gonna win. Honestly.
This is so bad. Okay. Oh man. I think it's time for Count Dooku. I like him, but like there's so much other stuff on here, man. Like
if you had done him any sooner, I might have saved him.
Okay.
Only because of his Clone Wars like persona.
Yeah, because he is awesome.
His fight versus Anakin and Obi-Wan towards the end of season 6.
Oh, with the flip and like the
like
so dope.
Just that is literally exactly how I always pictured Count Dooku actually fighting, like with one hand behind his back, holding it more like a rapier style, and like essentially just kind of toying with them while he, like
like an actual swordsman and like almost like a gentleman style of fighting, kind of.
That's so, and those
awesome.
for how old he is, like that just kind of makes sense. Just yeah, like, and then you watch the fight in episode 3, and it's like it's just another sword user. Why is his sword? Why is his hilt shaped like that if he's not going to use it like a rapier? Like,
right.
Like him using a fencing style, just especially since that was the original idea for Star Wars fights in episode 4 in the first place. Like that's a cool callback, and it actually like works super well because like if other people are coming at you with like slashes and stuff, you have much more control over like how to parry and stuff. It's just. And just like the way, like yes, he is very old, but also like just like the way he does like flips and tricks, and like there's this one sequence where he like kicks Anakin against the wall and like pushes him back, and then does this, and like they both get like around him, and he does this like weird like corkscrew flip thing. And that's so cool.
I remember like rewinding that like 4 times. I was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, and he's like 70 years old doing this crap. Like. Casually.
So awesome.
Like, oh my gosh.
Episode 2 and 3, he just didn't do anything cool.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him like literally telling Obi-Wan, hey, here's the plan. Here is what my master is planning on doing. In fact, I will tell you who my master is, but you're not going to believe me. That is such a cool idea, and it worked. But then that's really it. He doesn't really do anything like that. Or he doesn't really use the fact that he used to be a Jedi to his advantage on, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he deleted the file on Camino, but like...
Was that Sifo Dyas? Was he actually mind controlling Sifo Dyas? Was he? There's a lot with his character that really annoys me, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And for that reason, I'm out. No. Great character though.
Yeah. Keep the theme going. Darth Maul.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, my thing about Mark Wall is like, I remember originally when they brought him back for Clone Wars, and I was like,
no.
I don't know how I feel about it.
He was cut
What?
in half.
That's what I was thinking. I was kind of like, all right. Like, it felt kind of almost like a Darth Sidious, like just grabbing at straws. But then it got so good. Like, he literally came back, totally takes over Mandalore, and like in such a cool way, working with the already established terrorist group that's like Evil 101. And then obviously they're gonna turn on each other. I mean, that's just how it goes. Like, I feel like they knew this going in. Like, you just work with them to get ahead, and then you turn on each other. And then he takes over, and it's awesome. And like, and I like how and I like Savage Opress kind of like being like just like his brother / apprentice / understudy, whatever. Like, I thought that was a really cool touch, and it made the transition easier.
Yeah.
But like, he was really intimidating and actually kind of cool. I'm a little, like in the Clone Wars, they didn't really give him back the double saber. He kind of just had the one while his brother had the double saber.
Well,
but
I think the one he's using is the same saber that was cut in half in episode 1.
Oh.
And I believe in the next episode of Clone Wars is coming out this Friday, he'll be using his brother's saber.
Yeah, because I know in the trailers he's got the double saber again, so that's awesome. Which I'm so excited to. Did you ever see that episode that came out last week?
We're actually gonna watch it either tonight or tomorrow.
Okay, so just make sure. All I'm gonna say is make sure you got your popcorn ready.
We destroyed episode 6 in like a couple of days. We destroyed season 6 in like 2 days. I think it was 2 or 3 days.
2 days.
We did skip the Padme arc with the banking clan.
Oh, with Clovis and all that. Yeah,
I mean, explain it to him. We're like, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that interesting. It was kind of cool with Anakin because how much he hates Clovis. I kind of love that.
Also on our watch through, we skipped that episode with Clovis in the first place, so we didn't even.
Not essential.
I don't even remember what season that would have been in. Like 2.
I think that's season. I have no idea. I was gonna say 4, but probably not.
I don't know.
I have no idea. But yeah, not super important. I just like this. He does beat up Clovis, so I think that's kind of satisfying. Yeah. I kind of wanted to do that too. Other than that, it's not a big deal. But yeah, that last episode, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so. I've seen some clips, and I'm just like, I want this, just all of this, like for 4 hours, just more.
Yes.
Of this.
Yes. That's honestly where it was at. Oh man. Yeah, Darth Maul, awesome.
Yeah.
Came back in Rebels too, which was interesting.
Yeah.
And had a thing in Solo, but we're in the end game now. Okay. Decisions. Like, I know there's the Untouchables, obviously, and then there's it's like picking through the rest of the Untouchables.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm sorry. This is hard. There's only where are we at? 15?
11 or
9, 10, 11. That's only 12. That's even harder. Wow. Okay, so I don't feel as bad for taking as long, but still.
12 or 13, yeah.
13, okay. I guess Mando, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at. Like, there's no like, so, he's a cool character, and this is the way and all that, and this is a great character. But I guess it's just there's not as much history with him as the other ones, so it's not as like, it's not a Star Wars staple yet. It's just kind of hard, but uh, so difficult. Just kind of like, I don't know, like great character. I love the show, but I guess like he does a lot of great things, but it's like he's not the sole reason I watch it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he kind of has that vibe to him where like, yes, he is the main character. Yes, you like him. He does cool things, but like, in a way, he kind of gets lost by like he kind of gets lost in the sea of other great characters he meets along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're listing off favorite Mando characters, he's probably like fourth or fifth, if even.
Yeah. Because everyone's like, oh, I love Baby Yoda. Yeah. Oh, what's the chick's name? I don't remember, but she's played by.
Oh crap! No, nope.
I don't remember, but she's cool too, and like.
I don't know.
Yeah, Cass. Something. I don't know.
Maybe doesn't.
I have no idea. I need to know now. Okay, hang on.
That's gonna bug me now. Look that up.
I've got it. Hang on. Cara Dune. Okay.
Cara Dune. Okay. See.
Yeah. So you were right. It does start with a C. I knew it was something. I don't know why I thought it was Cassie, but.
Because Cassie Andor from Rebel
yeah.
Rebel One, I guess.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, was kind of just a victim of just great supporting cast, kind of. And not that he's a bad character, but just kind of.
Yeah, like not to knock him any, but just there are other characters that we like just more, which is great. Which he's already a cool character, and there's others will be like more, which is a good show.
That's just where we're at, you know. Man, rip.
Chewbacca.
It was coming, but yeah. That's the first one. See, that's the first one of like the OGs where it's like, yeah. But I mean, you gotta remember, we're at that point. We're in like the top 11 now, top 9. 10, yeah, this will be 11. So, we're at that point where it's like, if these characters aren't, if this isn't like your favorite thing about Star Wars, you kind of have to make and that's like, I like Chewbacca. I think Chewbacca's great. I think Chewbacca kind of suffers from like that whole thing we talked about with Jabba and like R2D2, like the whole like language barrier thing. That's kind of the thing. Which again, I think Chewbacca, but you can't remember one-liners from a character that you don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like his voice is still very iconic.
Right. Like everyone's tried to do a Wookiee like call at least once in their life and like stuff like that, but it's
myself by butchering that right now.
Wait, what?
I will not embarrass myself by butchering one right now.
I thought about it as I was talking about. I was like, no, that's good.
I can kind of feel it in your.
It sounds so dumb. I was like, I'm not gonna do that because I know mine's bad. I'm not even gonna try. But and he's obviously one of the OGs. He's a great character. He has done plenty of awesome stuff. But it's just kind of, we're at that point where if you're not like that dude in Star Wars, then.
Also, he appeared in Episode 3 for some reason.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that. No. Or the Clone Wars arc he's kind of in, which again did cool stuff when he showed up, but again it was totally not needed. Could have just been any Wookiee. Did not need to be Chewbacca specifically.
Also, I don't like playing him in Battlefront. So.
True. I will admit, the bowcaster is nice.
Yeah, but it's only useful if you charge it up.
Yeah.
And like, by the time you have it charged up, you're already blasted like 6 times, and it just kind of.
This is true. Yeah, I like to use it as like an opening assault where like I'm hiding and they're coming, and I just have it charged, and I'm just like. Bang, and then start running or something.
But in Battlefront, if you hide for too long, then all your capture points get taken. So then
that's true.
Especially on harder difficulties, if you're not like going and going and going, then you lose. So,
that's true. Yeah,
especially for my playstyle, it just doesn't really fit.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Your turn.
Okay. Oh man, this is hard. Um, I love Hondo, but like
Hondo?
I know that's what I'm thinking. I'm like I don't think Hondo. I'm thinking Hondo, but I'm also thinking Tarkin, and that's my thing. Like I'm kind of torn. Well, I know you probably love both of those
I love
guys.
both of them.
I know that's my thing, and like I don't want to hurt your feelings.
I have 2 saves.
I know. We all do. That's the thing. Like it's hard because cause I love them too. Like I don't like I'm not gonna say like I don't get it. Like I love them. Like they're all that's the thing. But I like everybody. Like I'm at the point where I don't like I could watch everybody. I guess like I don't know, but I guess my official pick is Tarkin. But you can save him.
If you say so.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. I can. I just
No, I'm saving it.
no, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew you would, but I couldn't like.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
Tarkin is just like I feel like he is the kind of character the Empire needed in Episode 4 to really show that like just kind of give you an idea of the hierarchy that George Lucas had in mind. Like a person who isn't that intimidating, yet Darth Vader still is like on equal ground with, if not subordinate to. Like that's a cool. That's just so meaningful to this world. And then
Right.
once he dies, like, well, I guess I'm it. Like I'm the guy now. Like that's just also just the fact that Tarkin, like, does every interaction Vader and Tarkin have, you can tell that Vader just does not like being limited by having to listen to Tarkin. Like, there's so many times when Vader wants to kill somebody or like do something, and he's just Tarkin's like, not yet. And Vader's just like, as you wish. He's like, I don't want to, but okay.
Fine.
And just he just has so much charisma and just so he's so evil, yet he's not a cartoon. You know. He's just a great character.
He is, and like the Abaya, he was just like, because he's that dude who's just like, you know what, we're gonna blow up a planet, and like, like he just casually, like, like does not care, super evil dude, and like again, not an intimidating presence, but you know what he can do. Like him just showing up is a huge deal.
Yeah. and like he can kind of do kind of whatever he wants, because if you mess with him, then like he'll just take Vader on you.
Yeah, like Vader's pretty much his dog.
Yeah.
And he's second to only the Emperor, so like, he's kind of just he's basically the Emperor unless the Emperor shows up. Insanity.
Yeah, I just
good move. It had to be done.
Just the way he just takes over and just kicks Krennic to the curb in Rogue One. Just like, this is mine now.
He's like, I'm doing this. You are no longer relevant. You want to
tell the Emperor himself? Like, I'll go to Vader. He's like, yeah, okay, you'll go to Vader, sure.
He's like, oh.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, like, oh man. Vader.
My turn. Leia, I guess.
Yeah. With like the most reluctant sigh ever. Yeah, I guess it's time. Like, like the like one of the most OGs there is for any movie.
Try to think of anything I don't like about her.
Right?
I love her in episode 4,
Yes.
like I said, she's a damsel in distress, but like once she gets out of distress, she actually, fights back.
Does
But
a lot.
5, like,
She's general now. She's not a princess. She's the general. Like, she leads the army.
like again, it would have been so easy, just like in episode 4. Episode 5 would have been so easy to just have her be a generic love interest, but like, she's way more than that. And then yeah, and the sequel trilogy again, just like she's a full-on general, and it's like she essentially leads the entire like galactic army, and it's just everything she does in episode 8 I just love. And I don't necessarily love the idea of her being a Jedi in episode 9, but like the way they went about it, I think worked very well. And her like at least learning a little bit of Force tactics just kind of makes sense. Her brother is the only one, so might as well,
I mean, your father's the chosen one, so you try to at least, pick him up. It's like, if your dad's Michael Jordan, you at least dribble the basketball once, like you at least try it out, see what happens. It might not be your forte, but and I like, and she's like I know she's like such an iconic figure just for like I have a friend who I would describe her in real life as Princess Leia. In real life, very much like, I'm not gonna sit back here and watch this guy. I'm gonna do this myself. Very like, what is it, Rosie the Riveter or whatever? Like, that's kind of just, that's her thing. I love it.
You scruffy looking nerf herder is just the best made up insult ever.
Like, you can't come back from that. There's no retort at all.
Scruffy looking. Like ideally, nerf herder is like the basically the like swear word in that.
Right.
But apparently, scruffy looking is the thing he'll refute.
He like owns it. Okay, yeah, I'm totally a nerf herder, but I am not scruffy. Like absolutely owns it. Like, it doesn't even like, and like that's so just classic Star Wars.
So yeah, I literally had nothing to complain about aside from her like of them making her a sex slave in episode 6, but even then, she kills Jabba with the chain she.
This is true.
So like again, they took the trope and turned on its head. Like Star Wars is so good. Anyway.
I love when they do that because like especially remember this is 83 I think is Jedi, so like this is like this is uncharted territory for the most part, and they're that's another reason why Star Wars is so beloved, and Carrie Fisher is like that in real life too. So well, R.I.P. But
okay,
good times.
Oh well.
All right, Leia's gone. Oh man. So with the same breath as Leia, Han Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Literally, take everything we're saying about Leia and just kind of apply it to him.
Put it with Han Solo. Yeah. I like Han Solo, but kind of like what I said about like the movie, I don't think anyone's favorite Star Wars character is Han Solo.
Probably there are definitely some people who like their favorite non-Jedi character is Han Solo,
right?
But no one's favorite, like, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't be weirded out if someone told me he was, but I would definitely need at least a little bit of explanation as to why it's not Luke or Vader or even Anakin or whatever.
Yeah, like we gotta like we'll talk about it, like but like I would probably be like, oh, okay, because again, Harrison Ford's awesome. He's Han Solo. He's Indiana Jones. He's everything. Like he's a great, especially at the time. Like because Indiana Jones was like A-list guy at the time, and like he's a great character. Han Solo's hilarious. He's a smuggler. He's a scoundrel, but he's a lovable smuggler and scoundrel. It's great, but it's just like, I guess for me, it's just not my favorite character, and I guess that's just it.
Yeah.
And like
that's fine.
Yeah, that's just kind of all I can say about it. Because it's again like the Solo movie, just not my favorite movie. But
you haven't even seen it. So.
I know, but that's why I know, because like. If this was like, if it was a movie about pretty much anyone else on this list, I probably would have seen it.
I would totally watch an entire 2.5-hour movie about Grand Moff Tarkin.
Can you imagine a Hondo movie for 2.5 hours? Do you know how good that would be? Bro, I would. Gosh. I would buy multiple tickets to see that just for me.
But, oh well, bye, hon. A character I do like playing in Battlefront. So,
Always shoots first.
yeah, I think him and Leia are the only characters that use guns as far as like what are they called? Like
Blasters.
no, like there's the term for the kind of character like the Jedi and
Heroes?
yeah, like the only hero character who uses the gun who can't run out of ammo. I think he can just keep like shooting triple shots forever.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's helpful.
Yeah, like Django gets like 60. I'm like, that's not enough.
No, definitely not enough. Like, what do you think I'm killing here? Like sand people? I gotta kill real people.
I have a feeling I'm gonna invoke one of your saves here.
This is true.
Ahsoka.
Oh, but she's so cool.
Oh, but
I know, but she's so cool, and her character development's so good. She's better. She starts out really lame, then she gets so good. That's so fast. Like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I gotta use it. Like, if I was gonna use it for anything, this would be the one. Like, I had a feeling it was gonna come down to one of these, and I was like, I got two. I might as well at least use one. I might not use them both, but I want to at least use one this time. Because I don't think I've used one in like all the games we played. I used it once for Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think we both used it in that one. I think we both used...
That one got heated. Yeah. I remember that one. That one got heated.
We both used both during the superhero one. I don't remember on what, but... yeah. We didn't use any on the Marvel one.
Nah, that one we were just like, we'll be here all night.
But yeah, I get it. Yeah. I didn't want to kill Ahsoka, but I just love everyone on this list so much.
Dude, where? Oh my!
Who am I gonna like? Oh,
I don't do. I'm next. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Like, I can't. There's no. We can't. Everyone here.
So Tarkin's off the list now, so you can.
No, but I mean that's. But like that's mean, and like I can't even.
Second time.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like we're just gonna go back to this. We're gonna keep doing. It's like Samurai Jack. It's like we're gonna do the same thing again and come right back, and I'll say something like, "I'll get you next time, Samurai." And then he's like, "See, I told you. This is exactly what's." Like, this is what, like, you're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna pick that one, and then I'm gonna get mad, and then... Oh, okay. I'm not gonna pick Tarkin again, just because that would just be unfair.
I think you have to.
I know.
I think you have to pick Tarkin again.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like... Because there's no one, like, everyone else has got to.
Yoda, like, he's Yoda.
Like... Would you be mad if I picked Tarkin again?
No, I'm not going to save him a second time.
Okay.
I made my piece.
Okay, all right.
I just wanted to make my point of, I love him so much, but...
I do. It's completely valid. 1,000%. It's just like, it's an A when it's S2. Like, it's so hard. Like,
yeah, we are officially... I love how Hondo's in S tier. Like, we were officially in S tier.
Hondo is the perfect side character. Like
they didn't overuse him. He showed up exactly enough. Like
every time he showed up, you loved it because you already knew exactly it was about money. Every time, no matter, and as soon as the money was gone, Hondo was gone. So we call me and my brother. He's a hobgoblin character. We call him because in the original Spider-Man show, the Hobgoblin would only show up for money. Like it would be like he would steal from people, and then he would force them to pay to get it back. And stuff like that. Like, he like not even involved in what's going on. But he's like, I see I can make an investment on this. I'm like, so anytime there's a character who's just always in it for the money and just evil strictly for money, we call it a hobgoblin. And like that's the most Hondo thing.
Hondo isn't evil.
Right.
Like he's chaotic neutral, if even chaotic. Like he is literally only doing things for his own game. Yet like he can also have wholesome moments, and he can like form friendships with, or at least like acquaintanceships with like good guys. And like my favorite Hondo moment is when he like encouraged that one youngling to form her saber. It's like, this is not the kind of guy you would expect of a youngling to like look up to and like get encouragement from, but he's like, this is priceless. Like again, he still framed it in the context of money, but like well, I want to see it. I want to like, it would be priceless to see this. Just like,
right?
That's so heartwarming from this guy. Like,
so true. You know, and like a guy who like, I just love him. He's such a great character, and like all his jokes are funny. Like I love his like, he always got his misfit bands of pirates, and like he's just such a fun guy. Like you just love everything he's in. He's just coming up.
Count Dooku doesn't like me very much. What? I kidnap him one time, and all of a sudden I'm the enemy of the Separatists.
Yeah, one time. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? You know, and like, just like stuff like that. It's so great because, like, you know, it's just like, you know, I'm a pirate. Like he just owns it. He's just absolutely a savage. He does not care. He's like, dude, I'm a pirate. Like I'm 100% in this for the money. I don't care about your war. I just want money. Like, I don't care who wins as long as I get paid. Like, it's great.
Okay, he's not next.
No.
I think
it's only fair.
So I'm between the two Skywalkers. Obviously Anakin from the movies sucks.
This is true.
Anakin from the Clone Wars is like the second or third best character from that show.
I know, and it's like honestly, Anakin in the Clone Wars is like my reason behind we should redo the prequels.
And you actually like understand, like you see him grow throughout the Clone Wars, and like you actually see him starting to question things and like realize that if the Jedi allowed him to push a little further and like do things that aren't the Jedi way, the war will be over by now.
Right? And like, it's just so, and like I don't know, it's so cool because it's like he's, you know, you see it, like, you know, in the movies you didn't really see like what makes this guy so special. In the Clone Wars you see it. He is the best pilot. He's the best fighter. It makes the clones love him because he's like Achilles or like these like Greek mythology, like Hercules, just like that dude on the battlefield. So many times they're screwed, and then Anakin figures it out. Like,
and I know that it was intentional, but you could just feel the difference when Krell came on and like sent Anakin away. You could just feel the lack of Anakin not being on the front lines, you know, actually like directly telling clones what to do, fighting with them. Like they win battles because he's putting his life on the line for these like
you'll love him, and like you'll figure, like it's like there's so many scenes where you just love him in the Clone Wars. Like it's just, you can't not love him in this, and it's just,
and he's not afraid to choke somebody. Like that's
like he does stuff, and like he makes you think, you know, if I was him, I'd probably do that. Like, you know, he like talks me into it. Like, you know, like I remember the scene with like Poggle, and I'm like, you know, I'd probably do that too. Like the music, like the Darth Vader just creeps in there, and he just, you know, couple chokes.
A little thick, a little too often, but like I get it.
But yeah, it was like you know, it wasn't wasted. It was when it happened, it was like it was on the nose a couple times, obviously, especially like the choking and stuff. But like it was used well, and like it wasn't always necessarily evil things he would do, but it was stuff kind of on the line kind of stuff, and that's like, and you know, it's like, yeah, it's better.
But Luke Skywalker, is Luke Skywalker.
Well, Luke Skywalker is Star Wars, so there's that.
Like, like if it was just episode 4 Luke Skywalker, it'd be no question. He would have been off the list, like,
oh
my
yeah,
4th pick probably. But
I mean, that's unfair.
yeah,
He has
like,
so much.
he
His best
just
arcs
in
have
the
yet to
span,
come.
just in episode 6, like
That
his
dude.
his character is just so much more interesting than people really give him credit for. Like, the reason people feel like he was, wasted or ruined in The Last Jedi was because they don't understand why Luke Skywalker, or like they don't understand like what he does and why he does it. They only see, oh, this cool guy dressed in black using a laser sword. Like, he's more than that. Like, the archetypal hero's journey character doesn't really get challenged all that much, especially in the ways that Luke did. And again, in the 80s, like, especially in the 80s, like, all these action stars like Stallone and and Schwarzenegger and whatnot, even like
Yeah.
in the Aliens movies, like, these people, they, like, the only way they're challenged is, oh, there's a foe I can't punch and kill, or like they're more like physical things they can't overcome. Whereas for Luke, episode 5 and 6, like, he really had to overcome, potentially turn to the dark side, his father being evil. So what does that mean for him? Like, would it actually be better if I ruled with him? Like, if I did kill the Chancellor, would this all end? Would I then still have to kill my father? Would it just kind of, like, that's just so interesting. And then in the sequels, they actually follow up on that with a logical conclusion. There's a couple of things here and there I would have done slightly differently, but, like, as far as, like, how he reacted specifically to the dark side returning and how he dealt with it and how he eventually, like, ended his arc in episode 8 is just, it actually works so well. But so I think I'm gonna go ahead and kill Anakin right now, if you don't save it. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. I love it. I'm thinking, but I'm like, at this point, it's okay. Like, it has to be done. We're at the point where it has to be
Essentially, my mindset is Anakin from the Clone Wars is a much, much better character, though he was still limited by what he would become. He was, everything that happened to him, it wasn't a choice they made for this character to do that. It was, okay, what can we do to make him seem more believable as the Anakin from episode 3? It wasn't, let's grow him as a character himself. Let's just make him closer to what he should be.
Yeah, and they do a great job trying to bridge. Oh, sorry.
No, go. Yeah.
But yeah, they do a great job trying to bridge the gap, because from 2 to 3, you're just kind of like, what's going on? Like, it's just kind of, you feel, it feels rushed, but you gotta show these, like, the underlying steps of what's, why there's so much mistrust for the Jedi all of a sudden, why there's, because, it makes total sense, because he's kind of like, he's supposed to be, but he's kind of like an outcast among the Jedi. Like, he's more of a military strategist, more like, let's get this done. The Jedi are kind of like, let's feel what the Force is saying. It's like, well, the Force is saying that these droids are coming up here and we gotta take them down. Like, he's very much like, I'm not here for this crap. Like, I remember, like, especially when, like, the Geonosis arc with, like, Luminar, like, the difference in that, like, Luminar is very like, use the Force, and he's like,
both our Padawans are under there. We need to do something.
Yeah, he's like, they're gonna die, and she's like, I've made peace with my past. I mean, like, she's not even dead yet. Like, you're already thrown in the towel. She's not even gone. Like, and, like, it's stuff like that. That's kind of like, you look at the Jedi, you're like, that's so stupid. Like, you're just, like, I would not want to follow her in the battle if she's just gonna be like, well, we got separated, so his fate is already lost to me.
We kind of, my roommate and I kind of pieced it together in the episode of season 7 when Trace and her sister are talking about what happened to their parents, it was Luminara probably who told them like, just trust the Force, it'll guide you through this whole time. We did all we could. Sorry, like that's not good enough.
Yeah, like your parents just got murdered.
Like sorry,
and you're over here like, just like, hey, you trust in the Force. Especially, I'm not even a Jedi, and like trust in the Force
will
like,
be with you. It's like, but that's not good enough.
I'm like, is the Force gonna raise me? Because like, if not, we still have issues. Like, you got to give me more than you could at least be like, I'm sorry. Like you could like, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, like of course from that perspective, you would think the Jedi are a bunch of buttholes. Like they seem like, you know, I guess the greater good was accomplished, but I mean, it was something for a war they didn't even they weren't even a part in. They're just collateral damage in your war that you're supposedly not even starting. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Whereas if Luke Skywalker was the character that all these fanboys who hate Episode 8 think Luke Skywalker is, he would actually be a way less interesting character. They think of him as just this holy, unfallible god who can do no wrong and always wins and has it's almost like they forgot that it was actually Darth Vader who killed Palpatine, and like if it wasn't
Luke was
for
on the
Luke's
ground
struggles,
crying.
if it wasn't for Luke's struggles, then Vader wouldn't also be having the same struggles. Like,
yeah, and I mean, for a while there, Luke was like, you know, maybe I will go to the dark side. You know, like he wasn't always this righteous, never join. You know, like I mean, I know he says I'll never join, but like you know, he was kind of teetering on the line, especially when the Emperor threatened the people he cared about. Like he was like, you know, if that's what it takes to get rid of you, maybe that's the right way to go.
Yeah. And like he actually did feed into his anger and almost killed his dad. And like it's so much more interesting than these people like try to make him out to be. And it's so good. But so yeah, that's why I like him a little more than Anakin.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. No, I love Anakin. He's honestly, Clone Wars Anakin's probably one of my favorite characters. Period. But you can't. All of the character can't be rest in just one 7-season TV show.
Yeah.
But
okay, your turn.
Show goes on. All right, it's time. We gotta say bye to Hondo. As much as I love Hondo, we gotta say bye to Hondo. Can you really justify Hondo over anyone else, other than the one person I say that you're gonna get, that you're gonna get rid of, other than Ahsoka, because you're gonna get rid of her too, which is fair. But like everyone else, I'm kind of just like this is the actual, like that category is the actual S tier. Like yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, like I've already said, just my main piece is about him not really being a bad guy, even though the show kind of, the first time he shows up, he's kind of painted more as a bad guy, but like as the show progresses, like you kind of realize like he's just kind of doing his thing. Yeah. Sometimes it actually helps, sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's just there. Like
yeah, because like I think didn't he like drop off supplies for them or something one time?
In season 5, the first 3 major arcs actually involved Hondo in different ways. Like in the first one, the Sith brothers showed up at Hondo's camp and like, you know, tortured him, or like they kind of like, well, they didn't torture him, they you know, stole half his men, so he had to fight back. So then Obi-Wan came. Obi-Wan only came with one other Jedi, even though he knew he was going after the Sith brothers, so you think you need at least like 6 people
but I mean, the whole we can barely spare any of our Jedi's across the galaxy bull crap. No. Yeah, right. You know, Mace Windu was just chilling, twiddling his thumb in the Jedi Temple, but you know, it's fine.
Okay. And yeah, like Obi-Wan and Hondo like fought them off together, and then in the Onderon arc, Anakin goes to him and gets Hondo to sell, or he gets him to transport missiles and stuff to Ahsoka on Onderon, and then in the next arc is the Youngling arc where they have to deal with Hondo again. Like 3 unique interactions with Hondo, or like where he either is like on your side, neutral, and then against you, but it eventually just kind of goes with you because the common enemy. Like,
Yeah, and that's the
true
thing.
chaotic
Like he's
neutral. It's so good.
yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, I think a lot of, especially in a war, I think chaotic neutral is amazing to see because it's just kind of like, he has no interest in who's winning, all the stuff, picking sides. He's like, whatever works best for me,
Yeah.
that is what I am doing. Period.
Like, oh yeah, Ahsoka, I like her, but I don't know, like, how
Yeah.
much will it pay?
Yeah, like it's like, that's great. It's like, oh, but there's the price of my men, there's the fee, there's the fuel, like, all this like, oh man.
And also,
Like,
Jim Cummings is just one of the best voice actors of all time. Like, you can
so
always
good.
tell it's him. He only has like one voice, but it's a
Yeah.
good voice.
But it's a great one, and like I love how like. I love how, like, no matter who he's talking to, he always assumes they're on good terms. Kenobi! It's like, this is the last time you see you, like, kidnapped us? That's water under the bridge. Like, he's so... Like, this is a new scenario. Like, just roll with it. It's great.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Minus
okay.
Ahsoka.
It had that. Like, I was totally prepared. It had to happen. I love her character. She's basically become a little Anakin, which is great because Anakin's great in the show, so it works.
She essentially is what Anakin should have done. Like, he should have left and just kind of been
lived his own life. And like, think about it, if Anakin had left the Jedi Order, he could have been happily married.
Palpatine's entire plan would have just gone down in flames. Like,
yeah, Palpatine's like, well, that's awkward, like that his whole thing's done. And then then again, Palpatine probably would have come after him even if he left the Order.
He would have still tried to kill Padme, and then
yeah, he would have figured something out, but still. But yeah. All right, so can we just?
Nope.
Can we just?
Nope. That's the point of this game.
But
The
it's
game
like
isn't called erase all but 5 of your babies. It's called kill your baby.
But they're all perfect.
I know.
That's
Pick
not
one.
fair.
Go on, pick one.
Oh my gosh. We're animals, you know that? This is they're all S tier. Like this is oh my gosh. Alright, well. No. I'm trying to like argue things, but all my arguments are like, stop it. That's you're just making stuff up. My head is like, not fun. I don't like this anymore. Okay, fine. I can't. This doesn't even sound right. I guess, Luke Skywalker. As much as it hates me to say that, I can't. That doesn't even sound right saying that.
Doesn't.
It.
But that's going to be the case for all of these.
I know. That's why this is why would I? I guess he's not super iconic in every single moment he's on screen ever, like everyone else. But that's totally
what this boils down to.
That's what I'm saying. Every moment you're on screen is the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's unfair. But
even there are a couple of scenes that I'm thinking of him training, but even in that more highlights Yoda than anything.
Yeah. Yoda's the ultimate teacher, dude, and I guess I don't know. I guess episode 4 Luke isn't that interesting. So I guess you can hold that against him at this point.
Yeah.
Even though he, that's kind of the point as he gets so much more interesting, but
when they change directors and then
yeah. But
George Lucas almost has nothing to do with episode 5. He just gives it's a better character, you know.
Yeah, I mean, by the end, and by 6, he's amazing. But like, I guess the rest of these characters are just great. Period. But oh no, this is not gonna end well.
Well, not gonna like this next one either because Obi-Wan, I guess.
Yeah. Well, see, I knew that was gonna be the other pick, so now I'm really mad because I can't. Because I knew. Because the way it's set up, I'm always hard. Because like when you kill Luke Skywalker, killing Obi-Wan isn't as bad.
Yeah.
But now you're going to hell no matter what. like there's no winning now. There's no winning.
That's a big deal. If you kill Luke first, like, oh yeah, Obi-Wan, you know.
Yeah, like it's next. Like yeah, but like either way, it was kind of like okay, yeah. But now it's like you can't win. There's someone will hurt you no matter what. Like we can't win. I don't even. But okay, we'll talk about Obi-Wan first before we get there. But no, Obi-Wan's a great character. Do you like prequels Obi-Wan more than like Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, or like?
I mean, just by virtue of him doing more.
Yeah, that's kind of not fair.
I love Alec Guinness Obi-Wan.
Right?
Like him, you know, rocking as a Force ghost. It's just like, and him like truly believing that, even though it was a retcon, him truly believing that what he said worked from a certain point of view. Like that just
like
so iconic.
But it's such like an old person thing. They would say something like that, and you're like, oh come on. But they're like, hey. From a certain point, you know, like so unnecessary, but so good, and like Ewan McGregor is so good. Like again, the prequels are not amazing, but like if there was something great about it, it's like Ewan McGregor does a really good job, especially in episode 3. Just like, he makes you think, yeah, okay, this guy's pretty. Like he knows, he's just a cool guy, and like. And I think what I like about Obi-Wan's character is that he's not amazing necessarily at anything, but he makes it work. He kind of feels like, it's like in the world where you have, Yoda and like, Anakin's the chosen one. He kind of feels like almost like Batman, like not any special powers, but he figures it out.
He's still smart enough. He's still strong, and he's still a good enough fighter that like the Jedi trust him more than like. Because in almost every single scenario, I know it's because he's the main character, but almost every single scenario, like, Maester Yoda goes to Obi-Wan if they're having a problem.
Yeah.
We think you can help with this, even though there are plenty of other Jedi who are as qualified. Like, he's gaining their trust just through mere exposure of just doing stuff. Like,
right, and he's just that guy. And he's done such, big stuff, especially, as a Padawan, killed a Sith Lord at the time, supposedly, until Clone Wars, and then big stuff. Obviously, is like on the Jedi Council, which I always thought was weird because like they put Obi-Wan on the Council. He was kind of young-ish. I mean, I know he was a Jedi.
Council in episode 2.
He was on the Council in episode 2, but like. He was almost there. Like, he was still, like... Because I remember Count Dooku was like, oh, Yoda holds you at such high regard. And if Count Dooku knows that was a while ago. So, like, I feel like he's been, like, all up there. But then when Anakin, it's like, oh, no. And I know it's because of the Chancellor thing. But, like, still, it kind of felt kind of double standard. Because it's kind of like when you have 2 kids and, like, you like one more than you... Because one's more like you. So you like him more just because. Because Obi-Wan's more their style. But, no, I mean, just a great character overall. I mean, I can't even... Yeah, and, like...
He's not the best in episode 2, and that's the only thing I have leverage on him.
Yeah.
Even though...
And again...
I don't know.
But it's still not fair, because, I mean, who is that great in that movie? But, but I mean, yeah, and, like, Clone Wars Obi-Wan is hilarious. He's such a savage. Like... all the times where he's negotiating his surrender and all this, like, the quips him and Anakin share, which I just love that dynamic. Like, it's great. Oh my gosh.
You have a fantastic decision to make.
I know! It's like, oh, which of the best, like...
These are the 3 best Star Wars characters.
Yes! Period. And they're all, like, universally recognizable. Like, even if you've never seen Star Wars, you know all these characters. Like, and that's this is not. There's not a right answer.
There's not.
That's
Pick one.
not. So, how do I always get in these situations? Oh, maybe you're just more maybe you're just more decisive with picking. But I feel like every decision I make is always like, this part of the fandom will hunt you, or this part of the fandom will hunt you. But you can't have both.
That's the point of the game.
I know, it's awful. Oh. Oh. All right. Purely just because the dark side is better.
Yoda?
Yes. Like, I have no argument other than the dark side is cool. That is my only argument.
Yeah.
That and just, like, Darth Vader's too iconic, and the Emperor is just the coolest thing ever. And, like, and Yoda's also the coolest thing. It's just, I
really, even though they did give him a lightsaber, which I don't have a problem with. I really don't.
Oh.
Even though they did give him a lightsaber and he actually got to, kind of do stuff, he never really got a chance to shine at all. And he was honestly kind of dumb in the prequels.
Yeah, like, especially episode 2 was supposed to be like his moment, and it kind of just wasn't that impressive.
Yeah. He struggled to lift a moderately-sized steel beam.
Like, that would have been the perfect moment for, like, Count Dooku to, like, look all powerful, and he was just like, no. What are you doing? Like, what? Yeah. Why are you? No, Dooku, stop. What are you? No. Yeah, like, just casually throw everything. Like, actually would not even try. Or like Dooku's fighting and Yoda's just kind of like casually, just like half looking at him, half like getting them to safety.
Or in episode 3, even it would have been so much cooler to have like them. Like, I like the idea of Palpatine like throwing Senate seats out, but like have Yoda like cut them up into little pieces and like throw them back at him and like
that would have been awesome.
There was a very big lack of throwing stuff in the prequels.
Yeah,
like you got a little bit of that at the beginning of the Dooku versus Yoda fight. They just kind of threw, deflect, throw, deflect. It's.
I feel like you should. I feel like they were just kind of like British Army throwing stuff. Just standing there. Like, I feel like you should be throwing stuff while fighting.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, especially Yoda, who is so small, who can't really get in super close unless you
right.
Like throw, like jump, like throw something, or like kind of be on the backside of it when they destroy you. You're just right there and about to hit them, like.
Yeah, or something like that, or like. Yeah, like something like that, or like what was that? I don't know. Well, like, I think of when I think of like the coolest things, like even in the Clone Wars, like that first episode where like Asajj Ventress is trying to kill the dude, and then Yoda like sticks out his hand, turns the lightsabers off, takes them out of her hand, and grabs them both, and he's like, "Strong you are, but not that strong." Like, so savage. Like,
that's the only thing he got to do. He never got to fight in any other episode.
I know, which is
first episode is the only time he got to do anything.
It was such a waste, but like he did such that was a good episode of him. Like, they could have done more of that, but it was like, yeah, it's just wild.
But yeah, like Yoda is my third favorite Star Wars character.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It's
my top 2. So
yeah, it's like again, at this point, picking out things that don't even make sense, arguing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Again, you can't use episode 2 as a really good example because everyone sucked in episode 2.
Yeah, right. Like, I feel like that's kind of just unfair to like everyone involved because like it's just not a great period. Yeah. So like, there's no shining moments whatsoever. But not their fault.
Yeah.
Well, what's it gonna be? The Master or the Apprentice?
Love Palpatine so much. He is just the hammiest, kookiest, weirdest, creepiest just villain of all time.
Most.
He almost made the prequels where it could just, by the way the camera just just every single time he was on screen, like you knew he was up to something. It like zoomed in on him, and it's like this guy's evil. Him.
Yeah, like the music, like how like somehow just where he's standing is shaded, like all that. Like
his entire like main room is like full on red with like insignias of the Death Star in plain sight, and it's like
like
I literally give you all the information you need to know that I am evil.
Yeah, it's like, what do you need me to do? Start pulling out a lightsaber and swing at you? Like
and like when he does go full evil, it's just the
like how to. Like, I remember seeing that. Like, I expected a fight. But I didn't expect him to just throw himself. I was like, oh, well, we're doing this. Like, because, like, at this point, you'd never seen the Emperor fight before. Like, you'd seen him just, like, wreck people. But you had never seen him actually fight. So he's, he's younger, which, he's still old. But,
and, like, even though he is, the big bad of the series, they were never afraid of, like, making him a little silly. Like, when Yoda like sent hit him with that force blast, he like very cartoonishly like fell over into his seat, and it just
and like falls on his head, his like, cape falls down and everything. Like, oh my gosh!
Episode 6, he just like walked around everywhere just with his hands up.
And that laugh, I like that laugh.
Like,
oh my gosh!
It pains me so much how almost kind of right they almost got him in episode 9. Like, they were kind of almost there, but not really.
Yeah.
Like, they almost had it. But we're not going to talk about that right now. He like having that imposing essence while also having the ability to be, quirky and just kind of like weird, like not take itself too seriously, really works for this universe, I feel. However, Darth Vader, though.
It is simply the most bad guy in the history of anything. Like movies, TV show, at the most recognizable bad guy ever.
He literally chokes someone from across the galaxy because they only barely messed up. Like,
and in the same breath,
that was probably the only time he messed up.
Yeah, probably that's how evil works. And then while killing the guy, promotes the guy standing next to the guy who is currently being killed.
Yeah.
So like he totally is not like psyched for this promotion. Yeah. Like can you imagine that? Like, hey, he's like, hey Evan, congratulations, we're promoting you as your boss is getting murdered. Like, it's just like, oh, great. Oh, all right. It's like,
but just his design, just the way he, like, his entire outfit is all black, but just like, and especially in episode 5, the way they juxtapose his black with like the black backgrounds of the interior of the ships, or even against space, like the way they shine the light on him, just the way he fights, the way he interacts with Luke, the way he interacts with other, like what I said, other members of the Empire. Just
superimposed.
So cool.
Yes. It's so imposing and so like the most intimidating figure. Like just like honestly, like this guy's breathing makes people lose it. Like yep. Literally, like
if it weren't for the breathing, he would still be in a fantastic character. But that breathing just brings it up to a whole different level.
So iconic. Awesome. Like it's just like it's like so many times he'll be off screen or dark or something. And you won't quite know he's there yet, and then you just hear and then the chills. Like I get chills from that. Like that's how crazy it is. Like you get the chill, and it's just like, oh Like, because so many times, like Rogue One, like Jedi Fallen Order, like
Episode 5.
Episode 5, like all these times where it's just like, even when you're playing Battlefront and you hear Lord Vader has entered the battlefield, you kind of your pants kind of you get kind of worried. like like oh, like I remember one time I was playing, I think it was Battlefront 1. I did Battlefront 2. And I remember like Darth Vader just, and that was back like in the first one that like the heroes were just unkillable.
Yeah.
Like it was just if you saw a hero, it was just over. And I just remember Darth Vader was coming, and I was so scared. It's just like in anything, like it's just the most imposing evil figure like ever, like the villain.
Yeah, like he's honestly probably one of my top 3 favorite fictional characters ever.
Absolutely.
Like maybe the Joker and Batman are maybe above him. Maybe.
Right? But like yeah, it's like in his universe it's unfair cuz like honestly like when I think of like imposing bad guys, I start with Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And like like Darth Vader's the reason bad guys wear black. Like
yeah, exactly.
like
and the awesome part is he is super imposing. He is super evil. Yet there was still room in his character to be redeemed. Like that is just,
and it doesn't feel forced.
Yeah.
It feels earned.
So yeah, I'm sorry, Palpatine. You're definitely my second favorite Star Wars character, but I just
like this close. But it's just Darth Vader's just like you knew going in. It was like it was gonna like. Darth so cool.
Yeah, Darth Vader is the best Star Wars character. I don't really think many people would argue with that.
No. I mean, like, especially like when we look at like the top like 4 we had or 5 we had, like that at that point any of the characters, no, I don't think you could be like upset. You could maybe make an argument, but you wouldn't be upset.
Yeah. And again, like this is no knock to any character we didn't put on here or any of the sequel characters or whatnot. Like Star Wars is just full of fantastic characters.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very hard to beat the OG characters, and it's not even a nostalgia thing. They're just that good. They're just
written so well and just on the screen, like you just can't. There's so many moments of Darth Vader I can just think, like because like the dinner party scene in Episode 5, and just like he's just there, like the face of evil, pretty much. It's just so good.
Yeah. Is there anything else about any of these characters you want to talk about before we sign off?
I love almost all of them. I'm looking at you, Jar Jar, but most of them.
A little bit, but even then, it's ironic.
I mean, if he had been a Sith Lord, it would have been better, or at least like an Inquisitor. Like, give me something. I don't know. Maybe not an Inquisitor. I don't know, but Star Wars has a ton of great characters, and that's no surprise to anyone.
Yeah. So yeah, who's your favorite character down below? Yeah, thought I had more to say, but I don't. See ya.
Smooth. There was a segue, but nah.
Whatever. This video's over. Goodbye.
Video's over. Goodbye.